Hey, what's up y'all? So welcome back to another video. So today, weather is great here in North Carolina. Beautiful, I'm about to mow the lawn. Here's my riding lawnmower. Pretty easy to work with. Husqvarna, I don't care what the outside looks like. I care about what this thing is. And this is a Briggs & Stratton. So whenever you're buying outdoor appliances, it's all about the motor, not what the outside looks like or what the name is. All right, and then here, this is my Craftsman generator. All right, and this actually has a Briggs & Stratton motor as well. My pressure washer, Honda motor. So can't go wrong with either one of those two brands. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to one, go over what's keeping me busy today, and then two, what you need to prepare for as the weather is changing from cold to hot. Right now we're in that matrix of, you know, extreme cold and then extreme hot. Right now it's perfect. All right, wherever you are, some of y'all are probably still receiving snow, but nonetheless the weather is going to change. So I had one electrical issue with my truck and with trailers, right? So the parking lights don't work, which means, and if you're a shade tree mechanic like me, you hate working with this right here. You hate pulling this door open because you know it's a whole bunch of confusing stuff that I really don't care for, but it's necessary. So fuses, well, it's out there in front of the truck. So let me go ahead, let's go out and show you what I'm dealing with. What exposed it is picking up that boat, and those trailer parking lights were not working for me. So here's my fuse box. And this, if you lay it down, corresponds with your fuse box. I wish Ford actually flipped these numbers around. As you can see, they're backwards, but if you lay it down, you can go 14, bottom right corner is 14. So as you can see, I just wish they flipped this around, the numbers, so that you can actually follow along and use it as a, you know, a reference box, just like that. Anyways, I'm not an engineer. I went through all my trailer fuses. Number 99 fuse for left top, 30 amp fuse. Let's see this, 99 right there in that corner. That thing was blown. So now I need to go get a 30 amp ATM fuse. So here it is right here. 30, pulled that off in the very back left corner. And that was just going through my fuses. So I mean, I do my homework. I want to make sure I do everything before I take it into the dealership. One, because I know a dealership's going to take forever. Two, this is probably something very simple. So fuse relay number 99, 30 amp trailer tow parking lamps, which is exactly my issue. Parking lamps were not working. The daytime running lights pretty much for the trailer. You know, this will force you to stop at an AutoZone or auto shop, wherever, if you're on the road and your parking lamps on your trailer goes out, especially in the nighttime. All right, this thing's always cool to have one of these, but I tried, you know, cleaning up all the adapters. Anyways, that's going to be the fix for this fuse issue. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, but usually that should be good to go, and I'll have some spares for the time being too while I'm pulling that thing. All right, guys, so just a few tips and tricks that I wanted to share with everyone as we're transitioning for the weather. Before that, I have to replace fuel filters. It's been 10,000 miles, so it's time to do a fuel filter replacement, and it's been pretty difficult for me to find some time to drain that transmission fluid, throw on a new pan, throw in some new fresh transmission fluid with a new auto trans filter. So that's coming. No rush on that, but I just hit 25,000 miles, so I'm going to go ahead and do an oil change here soon and a fuel filter replacement. All right, so here's tip number one. Here's as the weather is changing, you're going to see better fuel economy in your truck. All right, better than the winter fuel. So what you want to do, just go ahead and use, even if you don't use it every time, maybe every other tank, just a fuel treatment. All right, this is some good stuff. Haven't tried this yet. I've been using EDT for the longest time, but I really like this stuff. I actually see a better fuel mileage increase using this stuff. It's more expensive, but it's doing its job, and I can see the real results with that. So if you haven't seen my video on fuel treatment, stabilizers, additives, go ahead and check that out. I'll post the link up in the top right. All right, next point, I actually did this morning, is your tire pressure. All right, here's your tire gauge. All right, see how much depth you have in tread. All right, and this actually checks the PSI. I go off of this. It's very, very close to what your truck's going to tell you. As we are transitioning from cold to hot, I would recommend you drop your PSI because it's going to get much hotter, especially where you're at, especially in the south. Wherever you're at, I'm sure it gets super hot. So instead of me running a 50-40, I'm going to go ahead and drop it down to 45 PSI for my front tires and 35 for the rear. That's with my chalk test. That will support the hotter weather. So instead of it getting as a high of 60 or 70, now we're going to look at triple digits, which means air is going to build more pressure in your tires due to the temperature. So go ahead and do that. Do a chalk test, adjust your tire pressure if you don't care about your tires. Hey, and just skip that, you know. Here's another thing, and this is a battery terminal protector spray by CRC. This stuff, I've used it since day one. I bought the truck in August 2019, and this stuff, I've yet to replace my batteries 2 years, almost 2 years later. The battery terminals do not corrode with this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and show you up in the front of the truck how my batteries look, and all I've done was spray that CRC battery terminal protector, and it is looking very, very good. Probably sprayed it maybe once every 6 months for the last almost 2.5 years. And this is how this one looks. Look, they look great, great. And these terminals, these batteries have a terrible reputation with corrosion. So go ahead and grab you some of that stuff, and it's preventive maintenance for your batteries. A lot of people overlook that, probably don't know too much about it, but as you can see, my batteries are in great shape. All right, the battery terminals, shall I say. So guys, check that out. Help your batteries out, help your tires out, and then help your fuel system, right? Because we all know that those are pretty vulnerable in our trucks. But yeah, go ahead and check out those 2 videos that I recommended that you check out. I'm gonna be replacing my fuel filter soon, transmission fluid soon. I got a bunch of small projects that I've just lined up. But until next time, see y'all.